So apparently everyone's bisexual now. Your friend? Bi. That guy from your gym? Bi. The barista who drew a heart in your oat milk latte? Bi. Vibes at the very minimum. It's giving identity revolution. But is this real? Is it a phase? Is Gen Z just super online? Or are we finally seeing something that's kind of always been there? Let's unpack the bisexual boom with data and drama. Before it was cool. Bisexuality is not new. The term's been around since the late 1800s. It's actually older than sliced bread. Fun fact. People have been into more than one gender since forever. But what is new is how openly people talk about it, which, let's be honest, it's kind of a lot. People do be talking about it a lot. Back in the 70s, Newsweek proclaimed we were living in the age of bisexual chic. Very cute. But that didn't mean bisexual people were seen, heard, or taken seriously. More often, they were erased entirely, considered straight with commitment issues or gay in denial. One activist said, "People see us as gay, straight, or lying." And unfortunately, that sentiment stuck around. Now let's talk stats. It is not proof that I'm AI, I just have a weird list. In 2024, Gallup found that 9.3% of US adults identified as LGBTQ+, up from just 3.5% in 2012. And what's driving that rainbow train? Bisexual people. Today, around 5.2% of all US adults identify as bi. That's over half of all LGBTQ+ adults. And among Gen Z, we're talking 15% and rising. Millennials are around 6%, Gen X a humble 2%, and boomers like, nah, don't even worry about it, it's not that many. A global Ipsos survey across 27 countries found that 4% of adults identify as bisexual, with Gen Z clocking in at a whopping 9%. So bottom line, bisexuality isn't a fringe identity anymore, it's kind of the main character. Like I said, everyone's bi now. Sexuality is a spectrum, and the binary is boring. A big reason for this shift is people are realizing that sexuality isn't black and white, or gay or straight. It's a whole messy, gorgeous gradient. Back in the 40s, Alfred Kinsey was already saying most people fall somewhere between 0, totally straight, and 6, totally gay. Turns out, he was kind of onto something. Fast forward to 2015. A YouGov UK poll found 43% of young adults said they weren't 100% straight or gay. By 2019, 16% of British Gen Z straight up identified as bisexual. But is this just trendy self-labeling? Enter the nerds at Clearer Thinking, who tested that idea. Thank you! They found that Gen Z isn't just saying they're bi. They're reporting way more same-sex attraction too. 300% more likely than boomers to say that at least 25% of the people they're into are the same gender. Why is this all bubbling up now? Well, there's a few reasons. Visibility. Media has finally kind of caught up. There's shows like Sex Education and Heartstopper and Euphoria where they have bi characters who aren't punchlines or plot twists. They're just are, and they're just kind of there, or they're just kind of in the show being bi. Better language. As activist Robin Ox put it, bisexuality is the potential to be attracted to more than one gender, not necessarily at the same time, not necessarily in the same way, and not necessarily to the same degree. So the translation there is, it's flexible, it fits more people. Less stigma. Being LGBTQ+ is less taboo than it was even just a decade ago. That makes it easier for people to explore their feelings without getting side-eyed or like hate crimes. TikTok therapy. Real talk, Gen Z grew up with creators breaking down compulsory heterosexuality, queer dating advice, and identity deep dives in 60 seconds or less, so exposure matters, and there's a lot of talk about it on there. Some researchers think people's attractions are changing not because the world got gayer, but because it just got safer. Once you remove the shame and silence, maybe people start noticing they've always had a little bit more fluidity than they admitted. Everyone's a bit fruity. A little, I think. Come on. Also, like, talking about everyone being bi without mentioning Tumblr.com would be crazy. Tumblr deserves a shout out for being one of the first places online where queer theory met memes. From fan fiction to bisexual lighting aesthetics, the internet has quickly been doing decades of grassroots bisexual education, and most of it on Tumblr.com. If you don't know what I mean, you weren't there. And let's not forget the role of evolving language. Terms like pansexual and fluid and queer and biromantic have given people new, more nuanced ways to express attraction. For some, bisexual still fits. For others, it's a gateway to even more expansive identity. What matters is that there's space to explore and evolve and name what once felt invisible. No, it's not just a trend. Let's squash this everyone is faking it for attention thing once and for all. Clearer thinking tested 3 ideas. Is bisexuality a label fad? Is it just people finally feeling safe to come out? Or is it a real increase in attraction? Their answer is door number 3. Yes, acceptance helps. But the real change is that actual bisexual feelings and behaviors are up, not just the labels. So no, Gen Z isn't playing identity dress up, they're just being honest. And they may not be like fucking like every other generation was, but they're making out with their male friend. It's guy on guy kissing. That's happening. But it's not all rainbows. Despite the growing numbers, bisexual people still get hit with the same old bullshit. A 2023 analysis of 61 studies found that men were more likely to have negative attitudes towards bisexual people, especially bisexual men. Straight men in particular showed the most bi-negativity. Meanwhile, bisexual women are often fetishized, dismissed as experimenting, or told they're just trying to be edgy. In one study, young adults admitted to thinking bi girls were just doing it for attention. So that kind of erasure is annoying, but it can seriously mess with people's mental health too. Bi people are more likely to experience anxiety and depression and isolation than both gay and straight peers. So yes, the numbers are up, but so are the stakes. Let's not forget, bi people often feel invisible even within the queer community. The pressure to pick a side or the assumption that being bi is just a stepping stone to something else, I mean, that sounds a bit exhausting to be around, right? But to be fair, it also doesn't mean you can bring your straight boyfriend to Pride and then wonder why you're getting side eyes. You know what I mean? Yin and yang. There's a lot going on. Bit of column B. Many things can be true at once. Anyway, take Janelle Monáe, who's talked openly about being pansexual, or Halsey, who's been unapologetically bi while navigating media that constantly tries to erase their identity. When public figures claim their space, it often gives others permission to do the same. There's also a growing movement of bi advocates pushing for more research and more resources and more community-specific mental health support. More than just visibility, which I think they have now, bi folks are demanding actual inclusion. But of course, with visibility comes capitalism. Bisexuality didn't make it onto billboards because corporations suddenly got emotionally literate. It got there because someone at a marketing meeting said, what if we made it relatable? So now we got rainbow vodka and rainbow mouthwash and rainbow Doritos and rainbow tampons because nothing screams queer liberation like flavored corn chips with a side of performative allyship. Visibility without substance is just like pointless vibes. Like, I don't know if it's not anything. Also though, if you work in marketing and you're like, a demographic is getting bigger, let's make some money. More than a phase. So, is everyone bisexual? No? Yes? Are more people feeling safe enough to say they are? Absolutely. Bisexuality isn't just some new club with a confusing dress code. It's just how a lot of people are wired. Maybe we're finally admitting it. Maybe we're just finally okay with that. If you like this video, check out my very similar one on why everyone's gay now. Because everyone's gay and everyone's bi, apparently. And according to me, everything is also sicker than we thought and everyone is gay. Sorry. Bye.